According to estimates, everyday retail investors have lost hundreds of millions of dollars so far from plummeting Facebook stock. Both Facebook and underwriter Morgan Stanley deny any wrongdoing, but Jonathan Levine says otherwise. He's a veteran financial fraud lawyer, and his firm has filed a class action lawsuit against Facebook on behalf of investors. Jonathan's in San Francisco tonight. Jonathan, thanks for coming in to talk to us. And tell us, try to sum up, if you could, right now, the spirit and the feeling of the people that you're representing in your class action lawsuit.
Sure. Good evening, Mark. We've been inundated by calls and emails from investors, hundreds of them, and they're angry. They're angry for two reasons. One is they lost a lot of money very quickly in an IPO that I think they thought they would do well on or break even on. And they're angry because I think there's a perception that, once again, Wall Street is a rigged crap game, and they were the losers in that game, and they've somehow lost. But from all the news reports, apparently the investment banks and Facebook and the insiders all did very well in this offering.
Well, but there are two sides to it, of course, in the notion that any time you're going to buy stock, you're speculating, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But, I mean, are you saying right here, though, that there was more than, obviously, this wasn't left to just market forces here? You think there were some dark forces at play here that burned your clients?
Sure, and that's why the cases have been filed. It's our belief, as we allege in the case, is that the securities laws were violated because Facebook and the underwriters had an obligation, when selling the stock, to reveal all material facts about the company so that investors would understand what it was they were buying. And Facebook and the underwriters didn't do that. They withheld material information about the company's revenue prospects, which is a highly material consideration for a company like this. And then when the company decided to disclose it, it did so in a very, very selective fashion, which benefited the investment bank's best customers and left the retail investors out in the dark.
But Jonathan, there seemed to be such a frenzy of people who were trying to get their hands on this stock. I just wonder how many people were, potential investors or investors were actually doing their due diligence and looking at this investment skeptically rather than just, it seemed to be they just wanted to get their hands on it, no questions asked.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think most investors, looked at the public information and looked at the price of the stock and decided that that was an appropriate investment and an appropriate price. There are certainly news reports that a lot of large institutional investors, when they were given the selective disclosures that were not given to everyone, decided to either cut back on their orders or to not buy at all, or to short the stock. And retail investors, the people who were not provided with these selective disclosures, didn't have that information to consider when they were making their investment decisions.
So very quickly, is there a dollar value on your lawsuit?
I don't know, because the price is still moving, but I read a report today that said retail investors had lost approximately $600 million just in the last 2 or 3 days.
All right. Listen, we'll be watching your story unfold as well. Jonathan, thanks so much for talking to us tonight. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, whether this was a case of wrongdoing or simply investor folly, Facebook's IPO has gone from one of the most celebrated market moments ever to a high-flying fiasco, all in the space of a week.